Good job, guys. They're like, why is she walking back and forth? Yeah, I keep turning around on them so that I can get frontal footage of them. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, so we are heading back now. Usually if I go from one end of the park to the other and then back, it's usually about an hour's walk at Hermitage. So that is what we're doing today. Good boy. Oh, look at that. Milo's ignoring me. He's like, but she's just gonna turn around and head this way. And then I'm doing all those extra steps. See how smart they are? Milo's figured me out. But I try to prove him wrong. Good boy, bud. So I didn't tell this story the other day. Excuse me. But last time we were here at Hermitage Park, it was not as snowy and the snow was like kind of melted. Anyways, I had Rex with me. I think that was the other important thing. Because Hugo and Rex were always competing for the ball. So so Hugo had the ball, but then I wanted him to drop it, so I held him, so he dropped the ball, he went for my treat, and then I went to grab the ball with my chuck it stick, and then all of a sudden I noticed, oh my goodness, I had poop all over my hands. And I was like, yeah, you instigated it, Milo. Oh, too funny. Okay, so I went to grab the ball with my chuck it stick, and then I realized there is poop all over my hand, on the hand that wasn't holding the chuck it stick. And I was like, what? How did poop just like get on my hands like automatically? It wasn't like I had touched the ball or anything. And I'm like, so like, did a dog kind of like come past me and maybe rubbed against me, and then there was poop on that dog? And I'm like, I don't remember that. And then it dawned on me, I had used that hand to hold Hugo by the collar so that he wouldn't go after the ball. And so my conclusion was that there was poop on Hugo's collar, because they roll, right? They roll on the ground, and you know, every now and then, sure, they're gonna strike gold and roll on some poop. And sure enough, that was exactly what happened. It was, trust me, I was so grossed out. I was beyond grossed out, just having poop on my hand. And so we walked towards the river, and it had thawed, but at that part of the river, there is like this, I don't know if it's like an underground spring or what it is, but it runs into the river, and it's at ground level. So then I just washed my hands with the dirt and clay. It was mainly dirt, I think, with the gritty dirt that was there, and that fresh flowing water. And I was able to get all the poop off my hands and a little bit off of my chuck-it stick. And then after being thoroughly grossed out and then, you know, somewhat cleaned, I luckily had a pair of mitts on me, so I put my hands in my mitts so that it'd stay warm. But oh yeah, the adventures of a dog sitter, you know. And so obviously when we went home, I took his collar off and I washed it. And here's the good thing, you know, like there's always an upside to things. So the upside to that was that I was made aware that there was poop on his collar. Because if I hadn't, and he had gone home, he would have been laying everywhere. He would have been jumping on my bed, laying on my bed. And it would have been all over the place and so gross. And I wouldn't know until kind of much, much later, I'd say, because it wasn't like a chunk hanging off of his collar. It was just, he rolled in it and some of it got embedded in the collar and like all the nooks and crannies. And so, you know, in a lot of ways, it was a blessing in disguise that it was on my hand because, like I said, because then now it's not all over the house when I got home. But yeah, that was quite the experience, and I've had other poopy experiences, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's what keeps my job interesting, you know. I mean, how boring would my job be if every day was like perfect, like nothing ever goes wrong, you know, nothing disgusting ever happens, like everything is just like 10 out of 10 every day. Like that would probably be the boringest dog sitter life ever. Yeah. I speak with a little bit of sarcasm, but there's always honesty in sarcasm, I find. Yep, so we are probably about a third of the way back now. So yeah, and then we'll be picking up, like I said, some food, heading home, and then I'll be leaving the two pups at home. My daughter Elijah's going to be looking after them, and she gets paid for dog sitting. I pay my dog sitters really well. Yeah, and then I'll be visiting my friend, then I'll be coming home. So Milo's getting picked up in the interim. So when I come home, Milo won't be there, but Hugo will still be. Good job, guys. Okay, and oh, that's interesting. So the garbage can got moved. It used to be right over here, and then it got moved to like in the middle of a pathway. That's interesting. Okay, guys, we're gonna go this way. Good job. Good boy, Milo.